basically Mick Mulvaney saying this budget was culled directly from the Heritage Foundation's budget, which is basically a conservative think tank that says the government shouldn't do anything, shouldn't have any money in anything, and everything should be privatized. And so they didn't have a whole lot of time to make an original budget of their own, and so they just stole the Heritage budget, or Heritage Foundation's budget recommendation, and put it out there. That's not ideal.
And what's the problem with privatizing? I hate the idea of the budget being cut for the Environmental Protection Agency, for education. Any less money going to education seems like a bad thing. But if the idea is to encourage the privatization of these things, what's the negative behind these things being more privatized?
I think when you're specifically talking about environmental protection, we're talking about the destruction of the environment. We're not talking about, if we stop having this government agency that protects the environment and we go to maybe a private industry, we let private industry sort of let the market decide who's going to protect the environment. Let the market, let consumers buy products that are eco-friendly, and the fact that consumers want products that are eco-friendly, that will protect the environment. The problem with that is that there's like this lag, right? There's a lag between when it becomes profitable, or there's a lag between when the EPA would stop being funded and when it becomes profitable for all these other companies to start protecting the environment on their own. And that's when during that 3-year period, or however long it is, that the
damage is done, or
it's we're almost past the point of no return anyway at this point. The Arctic sea ice this winter got to its least extent in recorded human history. Every year shatters the world's hottest year on record, but you've got people that sit there and say, let the fucking market take care of it. Fucking market is not taking care of it.
Certainly cuts to education. It seems obvious that any privatization of education is not going to benefit the poor or the economically disadvantaged. For the economics, looking at the short term, the same is obviously true of the environment and education, like we were just talking about. Really painfully, obviously true preventative measures for helping the environment. And I mean, you could say maybe it is too far gone, but nobody ever knows for sure. Like nobody's the climate scientist who seems to know for sure, can predict accurately. So there's no harm in continuing to, or trying to take preventative measures to save the planet.
We needed to take preventative measures yesterday.
Yes.
But tomorrow will work as well.
Yeah.
But not
this year,
the day after
10
tomorrow.
years from